Oh man, this is crazy. So I'm trying out a new camera today. It's not mine. I borrowed it from a friend's for a little short film we're gonna be shooting. Lighting might be inconsistent here, but I have another lamp that's helping this out. Golly, that looks dark. What the fuck? Oh, wait a minute. I actually just realized something. I should have test shot this. Am I getting horizontal flickering, or this is something I'm interested in? This isn't horizontally flickering. Oh my gosh, I'm loving this fucking thing already. I swear to God, man. You know, I have my D3200, but this is a D5600 right here. This is just basically like the evolved version of my camera. Like, if you know how they have evolved version of Pokemon, this is the evolved version of my fucking shit, man. I love it. And it's got a flip out screen, so I keep looking at myself, but I need to be looking at you. So I'm gonna flip this thing around. Fuck it. I'll just look right at you. Right at you. Anyways, I got compelled to do a video, and I don't care if you give a fuck or not. So anyways, me and a friend, man, we had a real deep conversation last night just regarding, I'm not going to get too much into what it was about, but just there was a big theme that riddled up in it that I really wanted to come here and share, which was being on the fence, or being in resistance mentally, being in our heads to expressing ourselves in a way where we have our own freedom. Yeah, this was something we both really were struggling with a lot in our own way, with certain things that we wanted to put out to the universe, put out into the world, but we feared so much how it would bite us back, or what it was that we were afraid would consequentially happen as a result of us deciding to go step into that direction. So we were like, fuck it, let's figure this shit out. And it got real interesting just to see what we were coming up with. And I'm gonna kind of just talk more on my half, just so I could speak for myself here. And I'm kind of gonna settle this whole fucking like YouTube stigma thing I've been having, man. Because like I said, I've talked about it a million times, but the reason I got real compelled to make this video is because I'm really ready to talk about this in a way that I've never talked about it. Like, I've talked about it, but I've never really fully sat up here and understood why the fuck I never would push myself to make a video, why I was never in a rush anymore, and why my fear began to outweigh my love for the thing. And as I was talking with this friend last night about something that she was on the fence with wanting to do, but didn't, just like she even said, just had so much mental holdback in being able to do it. And even when she'd do the thing, she would instantly feel like that was the wrong thing to do and pull right back. And she'd go from stepping out of that comfort zone to do the thing and get right back on the fence in a state of resistance. And I have points that I'm gonna read just to help me stay on track. And okay, so anyways, yeah, I'm gonna get to those points a little later. I don't really need them right now. Well, actually, fuck yeah, I'll just get straight to the point with it. But as we were talking about, man, I started to express myself in my own way, how I understood what she was saying. And I started to talk about the YouTube thing a little bit. And I was like, honestly, dude, like, I relate in my own way to all of this, because I know exactly what's going on here. I know exactly what it is that you're struggling with, in a way, like in my own unique way with it, because I know it's like being on that fence of wanting to do the thing, but by doing the thing, it feels like it's wrong. And I'll just, like I was even saying here, you know, I was saying, like, I understand the mental battle that comes with wanting to be so expressive, because you saw yourself being so free and expressive at one point, but now for some reason you feel suffocated by those anxieties and pressures that build up in your head, and they no longer allow you to express the version of who you once were. And you're just no longer able to step into that expressiveness that you were, because it's different now. There's a lot of things you're thinking about. And because you're thinking now, your heads are starting to run the show. And it's hijacked the spontaneity of your well-being. And that's what it fucking comes down to. What was I thinking? Matter of fact, I'm gonna keep continuing. And you know, we were at, so then I actually started to ask, you know, I guess the question we really have to ask ourselves is, what is it that we're thinking so much on, and what is it that we're fearing is on the other side of doing the thing? Of, you know, what is on the other side? What are we fearing that we're going to give up, that we're risking, that's going to happen to our old reality or the current reality that we're in? What meaning have we attached to going out and doing the thing? Me putting out a YouTube video, and I'm going to get into this a little bit, you know? Yeah, we could just start right there. I don't even like that held back because I was about to fucking go in. But what is it that we're fucking fearing by taking the initiative? Me putting out a YouTube video, and as I started to talk about it, I actually started to finally fucking see what it was I was so afraid of doing. Believing in myself. And what I said. That has been the fucking problem the whole time. Because I've said it before that I'm so scared to get it wrong and I want to do it right. What the fuck is right? And what I mean by that is, who is it to determine what is 100% right? Because because here's the thing, man. When I come to these videos, I said it and I've said it before, I'm going to say it a million fucking more times. I share my journey. And my journey is just as much as our journey as collective humans. And I find things that work on my experience and I share them to you. I share them, I give them to you, and maybe it proves resourceful. Anyways, the point being, I've been so afraid to actually let myself stand in and believe in the words that I'm saying confidently. And know, like, hey, I tried this shit. It fucking works. I know what I'm talking about. I've been afraid to let myself step into that because I'm afraid that somebody else is going to see it different. Because I've been so afraid of critics that haven't really showed up that much. I've been afraid of a scenario in the future that's going to happen that hasn't happened. That hasn't really given me any reason to believe it's going to happen, but I'm afraid it's going to happen. So I'm holding myself back from believing in the thing. So now I'm riddled with all this fucking anxiety. I'm riddled with all this freaking fear in my head of wanting to step out in faith, wanting to step out and do the thing. But the problem is, you can't just do the thing anymore, because by doing the thing, you trigger the anxiety and thoughts, and the head wants to take over. You are too charged up in a state now in your head to just do. That is what I mean by hijacked. And there's a lot of things I mean by hijacked the spontaneity of our own bodies, but that's a big thing right there. Is you're so charged up in your head now. You are beyond the point of being able to just go and do. You are beyond the point of just being able to freely move. You are thinking now. You are going into all this analytical preparation. I mean, psychological preparation for what's going to attack and what's going to come our way, and it shocked us in a place of uncertainty of what the fuck is going to go on if we do the thing. But with anything like that, there's only really two things you can do. And you're going to do both of them. You confront the fucking fears that you have associated with doing it, right? You can do some inner work like me and her were doing last night. We sit down and we talk about it. We sit down and we ask ourselves, where is it in our lives that we have placed shame upon doing the thing? And as I started to discuss that, I realized I was placing shame upon feeling like it was okay to believe in myself and believe that I was right, even if that's not what everybody else agreed on. Even if it's not what everybody wanted to hear. Even if it's not what the world wanted or needed from me, right? I've been wanting to hit it so hard on the nail every single fucking time. And sometimes I'm not. Sometimes I'm going to say something that flies over the fucking radar. Sometimes I'm going to hit it so hard it gives you a fucking orgasm. You know? And I've been afraid to let myself really believe in my shit being valuable. And that's why I haven't made videos. And that's why, because I'm so caught up on who's right. Who am I right or are they right? You know, because I was afraid that if I didn't listen to the negative feedback, I think I actually screenshotted it here. No, I didn't. I said I'm afraid that if I don't listen to the negative feedback, that I am missing or being blinded to the fact that there is something that I'm clearly doing wrong in my YouTube videos because somehow their negative feedback is right. But the thing is, they're fucking, the words, what you encounter on the other side of choosing to step into your expression is not any more right than you were in choosing yourself and choosing to do the thing so you could start to move in a direction that would manifest you stepping into the person that you want to become. So, what do I have here? So I asked, is it wrong for us to be us, even if the world doesn't agree with it? Is it more virtuous to hold back? Was it more virtuous for me to hold back myself because of what was right? It wasn't right for me, a 20-year-old kid, 20-year-old, I mean, not even kid, but, I feel so young, honestly. A 20-year-old youngin' who is putting out all this advice and wisdom and stuff. Is it right for me, someone as young as me, to do it? Should I be doing this? Do I have a place to do this? If I say it, is it actually correct or am I delusional? Who gives a fuck? And even that right there, I felt the resistance come up in me a little bit. We're like, oh, you might be like treading the waters of ignorance there. But no. You have to be willing to stand, I gotta be willing to stand in, knowing that I mean what I say when I say it. And it's okay to believe in that. And if, honestly, and not letting opinions and analytics run the show of what is right and what's not. What I said here or there is not any more right than any of what I decided to do and say is not any more right. I mean, yeah, what somebody else decides to say on what I spoke on and what I said, and like I've said before in the past, I'm not always right, and I'm more than willing to admit when I'm wrong, but I also can't let myself be afraid to step into and speak in and stand and put my foot the fuck down on what I know is right for me, and sharing that to people who I think that might be resourceful to. So when we're on the fence, man, I watched a video yesterday by Elliot Holtz. He said there's nothing worse than being on the fence. Being on the fence, knowing that there's something that you're being called to do, but you're holding yourself back from doing it. Knowing that there's more for you on that other side, but something has held you back. And the thing about resistance is you can't just do the thing to get over the fear, to get over all the resistance. You actually have to know what the resistance is. That's why I couldn't just, I said a long time ago, I gotta put out a goddamn video. That's it. No, because every time I put out a freaking video, the same emotions popped up, and I never ever sat down with that resistance and said, okay, why am I feeling with the resistance? I just said, hey, if I just put up enough videos over time, maybe I'll just stop feeling the resistance. But it doesn't work like that. You have to actually go into the resistance. When you are experiencing resistance with anything in your life, you've got to be willing to sit down with it, question it. Come to it with compassion. Pour a fucking cup of tea, talk about your sex lives, and figure out what the fuck is up. So, you know, chat with it. Sit down with it and see what's going on. And I'll tell you what, man. This has been the first video since November of 2019 when I did Why I Believe in Authenticity Now More Than Ever. You should really watch that. It's probably my favorite video I've ever done. This is the first time from that point to today that I finally feel like I just came to the video camera and fully believed in every single word that I said. And I have no hesitation in putting this out. Guys, we got to go into our emotions. We got to be willing to talk. We got to be willing to meet ourselves. We're trying to bypass with affirmations. We're trying to fucking tell ourselves we're something that we're not. And we're missing the most important. We're missing out. We're missing the thing that's really holding us back, and it's ourselves and our inner resistance. And we have to be willing to look at where we've placed the shame in our lives. Last thing I'm going to read, and I'm going to fucking end this video. I asked, where in our lives did we give rise to shame, or someone place shame upon us relative to the things that we fear doing? And I just said it here. Yeah, I fucking screenshot it. I said, for me, it was watching literal YouTubers get fucking shamed for literally just trying to help others out. And me thinking those YouTubers that were the shamers had valid points. And they were somehow more right than the person that they were shaming. And as I talk about it, I realize for myself, I'm shaming myself for thinking how I would be right. And that to believe in what I'm saying and to share it is somehow wrong. And that I should be skeptical about what I say. And use my head. Boom. Hijacked. Used the head. Destroyed the spontaneity. Went straight here and charged it the fuck up. And I lost what was here, baby. So, now it's about a process of stepping back into this. This is an 18, 19 minute fucking video. And the whole thing is going up. I'm not cutting this thing. I'm not editing it. This whole thing is going up. Because I really believe in every single word that I just said. For the first time in months. And I'm happy about it. So I hope this video really helps some of y'all who have been on the fence. Or really you just like seeing me go fucking crazy and say, hey motherfucker, we in this. I'm not saying I'm going to be daily on videos or anything like that. Or videos going to be more consistent. But I can promise you this. Your boy ain't ready. Your boy is ready to start believing in himself again. And the messages he's putting out to the fucking tube. Done.